to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, June 24th, 2022. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Full disclosure here. While we're getting the show together, we sat down and tried to come up with some catchy way to introduce this Nick Walker clip before we eventually decided, well, it was stupid. Because anytime we can run a clip of someone doing dumbbell presses with 160 pounds, it doesn't actually matter what we say because the video speaks for itself. I know Nick's nickname is the Mutant, but this right here actually might be some next level mutant activity because there is absolutely no way that something like this is even in the realm of possibility for 99.9% of the people on the planet Earth. This is what bodybuilding fans of a certain era like to refer to as Ronnie Coleman territory, which is a space that's only occupied by a very select group of individuals. And if you can even manage to get anywhere close to matching what Ronnie did in the win column at some point down the road, lumping him into that same category as the greatest to ever do it will eventually become par for the course. Right now, we're a little less than 24 hours away from kicking off the Expo Super Show down in Brazil. And by all accounts, this one looks like it's going to be a war in the open class. So here's a word to the wise. If you're sharing the stage with William Martins this weekend, you better be fully loaded because he looks like he's ready to come out firing. On Monday, William's team released his final pre-show progress photos. And as you can see here, this should easily be his best look yet. All things considered, he was pretty good when he made his season debut at the Arnold Classic Brazil a few weeks back. When you compare where he was at to where he was now, the difference in conditioning this time around jumps off the screen at you. This guy is going to be a major problem for everyone else in this Brazil lineup. And when it's all said and done, I don't think it would be a surprise to anyone if he ended up walking out of there with the win. If you're a 212 division fan, this one should get your attention because it's not all that often that we say that we have a brand new update from Ahmad Ashkanani coming your way. Ahmad caught everyone by surprise when he released the first training clip that we've seen from him in months. But as you can see here, just because he's out of sight and out of mind doesn't mean that he hasn't been working. One of the interesting things about Ahmad and him keeping a low profile is the fact that he's already qualified for the Olympia because he won the Saudi Pro way back in February, which probably took a lot of pressure off him since he didn't have to worry about checking that off his list later this season. And even though he wasn't up against the deepest lineup when he won the Saudi, if you go back and look at the pictures, he looked a lot like the guy we saw push Flex Lewis for everything he had at the Olympia a few years ago. So if he's back and in peak form and ready to make another push, he can be a real X factor because we've seen how good he can be when he's at his best. I know a lot of people love to do the whole social media thing and talk about how there are different levels to bodybuilding or training or dieting or whatever other fitness cliche you want to throw in there. But the truth of the matter is that most people don't even realize what it means to level up until they see someone like Charles Griffen lay out the blueprint. You would think that Charles might want to take his foot off the gas at this point to give his body a chance to recalibrate now that he has his Olympia qualification locked in. But if anything, he's actually done the opposite. Lately, it seems like he's been pushing even harder and moving even more weight because he wants to prove to everyone, and maybe even himself, that he has what it takes to be mentioned in the same breath as the other elite athletes of the division. It's pretty clear that he's working at a different pace because he's trying to reach a different level. And whenever someone is locked in and laser focused like this, usually it's only a matter of time before they make it happen. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.